Shalom, Yasharal. I want to start out by giving infinite honors to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Rakar Kodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles, a great millstone, and salutation to you, sincere Akim, pushing this truth across the four winds. Greetings to you, Akim. I'm going to get in this sit down about how this devil has everything backwards, man. The so-called white man, the red Hebrew Edomite, all right? We push that vibration out there, and we teach the nations his true nationality. The devil the Bible speak of is he's a red Hebrew Edomite, all right? The color white represents pure and undefiled. Nothing's pure and undefiled by the so-called white man. Look at the laws that he put in the earth to govern the inhabitants of the planet. All of them are abominable. They're defiled, all right? So nothing's pure about this guy, all right? And this guy, R. Kelly, this is a clip. Yeah, everybody is aware of what's going on with R. Kelly in the media. And he's a fucking devil. He's reaping what he's sowed, you know. He went and sold his soul for riches, and he's reaping what he sold, all right? But I'm not talking about, on this sit down, I'm going to bring out just philosophy, what's going on with this situation. How this so-called white man, through philosophy, is making R. Kelly look bad because, according to the scriptures, he hasn't committed no wrong. According to the scriptures, they say he was messing with so-called underage women, and he had a harem at his house, and he was dealing with his women how he wanted to deal with his women. All right, now, we don't know what they do in their bed chambers if he's having sodomy and having the women. Well, they did say that out. Sodomy and making the women lay with each other, have intercourse with each other. That's going off. That's against the scriptures. But having a harem and having all of your women in your castle, all right, and they're at the flower of their age, that's not going off. What he's getting charged for is scriptural. And that's where the philosophy of the so-called white man comes into play. He has turned stuff upside down, and he can make what the Most High deemed lawful, unlawful, and a righteous man can be totally destroyed for keeping the commandments of Yahweh Shema Shai, not going off. This devil has literally turned the world upside down to where right is wrong and wrong is right. In fact, I'm going to bring out that precept. This is Isaiah, the 5th chapter. I think it's around the 20th verse, and it's read, "Woe to them that call evil good and good evil." All right? And what is evil? Evil is transgression of law. Somebody that's at enmity with Yahweh Shema Shai's law, statutes, and commandments. That's how you become evil. All right? And what is good? Good is being abiding by the law. All right? Keeping the commandments. All right? So we're living in a time where people that are keeping the commandments to the best of their ability are deemed evil. Not talking about R. Kelly. I'm just saying if that was a brother in that situation, he would be deemed evil. All right? And then you got people in the society who having sex changes and marrying men marrying men and women marrying women, and they are held in high regard in the society. All right? So the Most High says destruction in them. Woe to them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. And that's what the so-called white man is doing through this word philosophy. All right? With his philosophies, he has the earth out of whack. And I'm about to give you an example on this clip that I got right here. All right? Now check out this fucking bull dagger. Down south.
Editor and columnist at the Boston Globe. Renee, I know you've been following R. Kelly's story.
All right, this is a columnist who is obviously a bull dagger. Look at her. Look at her countenance. Your countenance show what you are. She's obviously a full-fledged lesbian. All right. Now they're calling her to. She's supposed to be a wise person of this world. Okay, and now they're calling to get advice to speak on a man who's really done nothing wrong according to the scriptures aside those points I brought out. All right? But for what they're saying, him having women that he's dealing with in his castle, he has a harem, nothing's wrong with that. Now, but we got something that's abomination where the scriptures say a man that lies with mankind like he lies with a woman, and a woman that lies with a woman like she lies with a man. This bitch is supposed to be put to death, but she's about to be judging a man that has broken no laws, all right? For what he's being condemned for. What he's being condemned for is lawful according to the scripture. All right? Now listen to this to show you how things are upside down.
Very closely. I'm so grateful you could join us today. From Gayle King's interview, what really stood out to you, Renee?
You know, what was shocking to me about the interview is I think that R. Kelly and his people perhaps thought this would be able to paint him as a more sympathetic figure. And if that was the goal, I think it failed miserably. It came off looking like the latest chapter of Trapped in the Closet. You know, he was unhinged, he was overwrought, he was evasive. So you know, that's what really came off to me. It came off as someone who was trying to manipulate.
Now, in the ancient world, a woman couldn't even speak on a man like that. All right, if somebody was to get judged and they would be brought to a council, men would handle that council. Women can't even speak amongst men in the church, and they can't speak amongst men in a council. Now, if a woman's a witness to an act, she could speak before men if she's a witness. But the position this woman is in the righteous kingdom, she wouldn't hold that office. She wouldn't be able to speak on something that happened amongst men. That's going off. All right, but only in America these things can happen. If you go to Iran, Yemen, somewhere like that, a woman wouldn't be in a position of authority like that to where she's passing judgments and speaking on a man. The Most High didn't create a woman for like that. And look at her. She's dressed like a man. The law say a woman shouldn't wear what's pertaining to a man, and a man shouldn't wear what's pertaining to a woman. But things are upside down here. The evil is called good and good is called evil. This woman is held in high regard. And you can look at her and tell she's a lesbian and tell she's broke and she wears what pertains to a man. All right? So that's two laws broken right there. All right? She's the one that's unlawful. Okay? She's the one that's going off. But in the wicked world, righteous men will suffer. In a righteous world, wicked men will suffer in the age to come during the paradigm shift.
The audience, the way he allegedly has manipulated these women.
You know, it was remarkable. So many people are commenting about Gayle King and her composure. She actually...
And this guy, and we all know, us men in the know, and if even if you've been in the streets, when you have this guy's status, you don't have to manipulate a woman. These women are coming at him. When you have status like that, he don't have to do nothing. All he have to do is snap his finger. He has the status of a king. Okay, he's famous, infamous, rich. He don't have to play mind games with women. He don't have to do those things. They're going to do whatever he tells them to do willingly. All right? Willingly. All right? But this society is so fucked up, and they got this queen of heaven vibration, this fucking feminist society. All right? They could just push that bullshit out over the airways and everybody just believe what they hear. R. Kelly don't have to rape no fucking woman, man. He don't have to rape no woman. He don't have to manipulate a woman. Okay? All this is a demonization campaign, but it's bigger than R. Kelly. It's about pushing out the queen of heaven vibration. You can't do this to a woman. You can't put a woman in her place. King David put his Saul's daughter in the council and shut her up till she died. That's the way the Most High created things. Man has dominion over women. But as we can see, these women are pushing that queen of heaven where they have dominion or want to be equal to. And that's off.
Was speaking to my colleagues, Vlad and Anne-Marie Green, earlier this morning, saying at no point did she feel that R. Kelly was going to threaten or harm her. But a tweet that you mentioned this morning kind of caught our attention. And you say, now we see exactly how R. Kelly behaves when challenged by a woman. That was your tweet.
A man should never be challenged by a woman. I mean, what he did, if he behaved by raising his voice or being challenged by a woman or slapping the bitch down, and you see the way they put that picture, they did that on purpose. Is they trying to put up the vibration like he's about to slap that lady, man. You see what I'm saying? That's the wicked devices this devil does, and it goes in people's subconscious, and everybody could see. Millions and millions of people could see that picture that they just pushed out, and it looked like he was about to hit that lady. But when you look at the video, he wasn't screaming at her. He was just emotional like a bitch, but he wasn't looking at her in no violent manner or was mad at her about anything. But look at that picture. And they say when he's challenged by a woman should never challenge a man. That's not scriptural. In fact, let's stick to the scriptures. A woman is to shut the fuck up. All right? Only in America a woman can challenge a man. According to the scriptures, a woman can't challenge a man in no form or fashion. All right? This is 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 11. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. A woman is supposed to be in subjection to a man in silence, shutting the fuck up. Okay? You know what? Let me go to this word in the blue letter. I ain't planning on doing it, but let's be thorough. Let's see what that word in the Greek means for subjection. Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm going to be able to go. Let's see what that word means for subjection. Okay. All right, let's see what that word is in the Greek. Women are subject to men. A woman's always going to either be subject to her father, and then when she gets married, she's subject to her husband. Her whole life, she's subject to a man.
Strong's G 5292.
Hupatage.
Hupatage.
All right, that's then in the Greek line. Let's see what the meaning is. The act of subjection, obedience, subjection. All right? Women are supposed to be obedient to men in a state of subjection. Let me see what the root word says. To arrange under, be a subordinate. A woman's supposed to be under a man, not challenging a man. Put in subjection. See, if a woman go off and challenge your authority, you're supposed to put her into subjection. To subject oneself, obey. All right, that's what the Most High. That's a woman shouldn't be. He is supposed to be irate if a woman challenges his authority. All right, according to the scriptures, we're not dealing with emotions. We're dealing with the scriptures. We're dealing with reason and logic. To submit to one's control. Men have control over women. That's the way the Most High created the earth. All right? That's the way he created. That's his laws that he put to govern the planet. Men have authority over women. To yield to one's admonition or advice. To obey. To be subject. Okay? So those are some beautiful meanings. All right? Let me get another one. I'm going to go to Genesis 3:15. All right. All right, I'm going to go to 16. This is Genesis 3:16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be towards thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. So let me see what that word rule means. Let me see what that word rule means in the Hebrew.
Strong's H 4910. Mashal.
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 Mashal. To rule, to have dominion, reign, all right? Have dominion. to cause to rule, to exercise dominion. We exercise dominion amongst women. All right. Now let me give you another example. All right, we could say that's not his woman. That's not his woman, so he shouldn't be talking to her like that. She shouldn't be in a position to interview him. The scriptures say, sit not at all with another man's woman. She shouldn't even be in a position to be questioning him, another man. A woman should never be talking to another man, asking him, even if she disagree with him. She goes through her husband. Okay? So everything about this interview, everything about his interview, everything about this clip we're looking at is unlawful. Is unlawful. It's backwards. It's upside down.
Now we see exactly how R. Kelly behaves when challenged by a woman.
All right, now we just read the scripture. A woman is a subordinate to a man. A man has the right to practice authority over a woman and to put her in order. We just read all those meanings, okay? He did nothing wrong with that. He did nothing wrong. And a woman isn't supposed to be in a position of authority to a man, okay? But to be in subjection. So, all the time you do that. Salaki, Yasharala. I mean, that's Satan. I've been turning my airplane mode on so I don't have no interruptions. And like, Akim is the devil, is the spiritual demon Satan. Like when I'm just sitting here the most I put a sit down on my spirit or something, no one calls. And I'm talking about for hours. I'm talking about like for nothing, no one calls for nothing, but it's like every time I get on the sit down and I have to use the internet or something, people call in, they chime in. It baffles me. If I was just sitting here looking at some basketball or something, chilling, call it a bitch or something, I wouldn't get no interruptions. But when I go to do a sit down and do spiritual things, it just goes off. It's madness. But we gonna have them in subjection. All right? The Most High is giving these scriptures. We know how to deal with the spirit realm. Okay? But yeah. So we see this bitch say now, you see how exactly he behaves when he's challenged by a woman. All right. See, that's that Queen of Heaven vibration. That's a off vibration. All right. That's totally going off. That's why when you go to that's why we need salvation. And our great king is gonna come put things back in order. This is Isaiah 42 and verse 21. And it reads, Yahweh is well pleased for his righteousness' sake. He will magnify the law and make it honorable. And the way that's going to happen, our laws are going to govern the earth. Our great king, when he comes back, the way he's going to magnify the law, he's going to enforce the law. And he's going to do it by force, okay? To where a woman would never, ever think about, it won't even cross her fucking mind to challenge a man, okay? This is Daniel 7 and 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever and ever. We're going to take it violently. We're violently going to take the kingdom and enforce our laws. And we wish a woman would put in her spirit to talk back to a man. Me personally, I'm going to choke the life out of it during the kingdom of heaven. How dare you even think it? We're going to have those spiritual powers where we'll be able to read their thoughts. But see, it's not going to even happen in the kingdom of heaven because during Jacob's trouble, our women are going to be humble. The Most High, their discipline is going to come through Jacob's trouble. They're going to learn that they are women and they are subordinates, and they're going to be looking for men to protect them. That spirit is going to leave them overnight during Jacob's trouble when all hell breaks loose. Okay? They're going to be begging for men to lead them and guide them, according to Isaiah, the 4th chapter, the first verse.
What did you mean by that tweet?
Well, in Surviving R. Kelly, we heard women talking about not just sexual violence, but physical
This
violence.
bitch is a feminist, man.
If they didn't like the right
She's
basketball
satanic.
team, they would be slapped, they would be hit. And this sense of domineering and control, being domineering and controlling.
The Most High created the man to be domineering and controlling. He put everything under our feet. All right? Come on. Let the scriptures be true and every man a liar. He put everything under our feet. All right? This is Genesis 9:1. And Yahweh blessed Noah and his sons and said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth and upon every fowl of the air, upon all that move upon the earth and upon all the fishes of the sea. In your hands they delivered. All right? So the Most High put everything in this planet under subjection, including the woman. I just read that in Genesis, the 3rd chapter. Everything is under the man's dominion. The Most High created the men of the Lord to have dominion of the planet Earth. Let me go over a few chapters. I know I got one in Genesis. All right. Come on, where is it? Here we go. This is Genesis 1:27. So Yahweh created man in his own image, and the image of Yahweh created him. That image is he gave us laws, statutes, commandments. All right? That's his image. He gave us order. All right? That's not talking about the heathen. This is talking about the Israelite man. Male and female, he created them. All right? But he's talking about man. The female, when the two become one flesh, she's an extension of the man. All right? She's an extension of you. So she's not equal to you. She's an extension of you. She's a part of you, but when you separate the two entities, she's in a subservient position. Verse 28, and Yahweh blessed them, and Yahweh, Ba'ashem Awashai, said unto them, be fruitful, multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it. All right? And have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowls of the air, and every living thing that moveth upon the earth. All right? So the Most High gave the man, and created the man in his image and gave him dominion over the earth. He told him to subdue everything on the planet. All right? And the woman is subject to the man. He's supposed to be domineering. All right? Let me get 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3, and it reads, but I would have you know that the head of every man is Yahweh Shai the Anointed, our great king. That's the captain of our salvation, man. That's our great king, man. We have to do everything he commands and carry it out to the best of our ability with all fear and trembling, man. All right? And the head of every woman is the man. So the woman has to do the same thing. She's subject to us. All right? She's supposed to do everything we say with all fear and trembling in a position of servitude. We can't tell our great king Yahweh Shai, we don't agree with this. Do it some other way. We can't challenge his authority. He's gonna put us to fucking death. So is the way the woman is supposed to be with the man. And the head of the anointed is Yahweh. And the head of Yahweh Shai is our heavenly Father, Yahweh. All right? That's the order the Most High put the earth to run in. All right? To be governed. All right? When he say he made man in his own image, that's the image he made. That's that image. Order. It's all about order. But the so-called white man has come against Yahweh Ba'ashem Awashai's order. All right? Dumb
And that's
bitch.
what it felt like a little bit today. He is towering over Gayle King, who is sitting there being the consummate pro as he is sort of screaming and flailing and crying in this whole sort of dramatic performance. And it just made you wonder.
See, surely oppression make a wise man mad. Not saying R. Kelly is a wise man, but still, it just in your nature, the way the Most High created us, he shouldn't be having to go through that. His spirit bear witness that he's an Israelite. He's fed up. The scriptures say, put a marker on those men that sigh and cry. Man, we cry. I feel his anger. And then you got this bitch here critiquing him, man. That's enough me looking at this makes me want to sigh and cry. I want to put this bitch to death. Lord willing, if I'm of the elect, I like the Most High, let me slit her throat, man. And I know we have to choose our words carefully, these devils looking at us. But, man, look, I'm ready for shit to hit the fan. You know, I'm just tired of this shit, man. These fucking bull daggers raising their heel to men, man. We going to show you that you fucking women, man. I can't wait till Micah 9 and 10 gets fulfilled, man.
That if that's what he does on camera.
But, you know, it's bigger than the black bitch. The black bitch does what the earth is giving into the hand of the wicked. So, and since the Garden of Eden, you know, she jumped in the bed with him, that serpent, the Hebrew Edomites, and she's been rocking out with him ever since then. Okay? So, this devil has to get taken down out of power for the earth to get be put in its right estate, man. The devil is the one that have these unjust laws governing. The devil is the one that's putting these women in high places and giving them authority over men. The so-called white man, the red Hebrew Edomite, the devil the Bible speak of.
You know, what is he like when nobody's looking?
Yeah, and you know, at one point, Gail tells him, you know, Robert, I want to have a conversation with you.
Now, this is a bull dagger demonizing a so-called heterosexual man. We don't hear about him dealing with men. We hear about this man dealing with young women. I like him young and fresh. I don't want no bitch my age that got 100 niggas under her belt. Okay, I'd rather a young and fresh chick, a younger woman that hasn't been untouched. I don't blame him for that. But he got a bull dagger. This bitch eats pussy, man. This bitch straps on a dildo. And she's critiquing a man that has natural sex, man. That's attracted to the women like the Most High created him. She's attracted to women and she's critiquing him. Is that not something to make you want to sigh and cry? Is not that an abomination? Is that not something that would say make you cry and lament to Yahweh Shem Shai and say, how long, Yahweh? How long? It's madness. Bull dagging bitch.
He comes down and he turns to her and says, I hope the camera's still rolling. And she says, yes, it is still rolling. But, you know, despite all of this, Renee, you mentioned that after the release of Surviving R. Kelly, streams of his music on Spotify increased 16%. R. Kelly does have a fan base. They've shown up after he's been released from jail. But based on the reaction to this interview, what do you think the court of public opinion has to say?
I do think there may be a bit of a shift. I think it did make a difference when his longtime record label dropped him. I think that there's a sense that, you know, it isn't just about the money anymore with R. Kelly.
And that's another thing. The scriptures say, according to the scriptures, you have to be found guilty. You go to a council and you have to be found guilty for your judgment to reign. This man is, and to show you the hypocrisy of this democracy, you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. So his record label dropped him, and he's not even been found guilty of anything. All of these are alleges and accusations. It's alleged he did these things, and it's accusations. But he hasn't even had his day in court, and he got fired from his job. That show you the hypocrisy of this democracy, man. All right? This is the most hypocritical nation on the planet Earth. All right? When you don't, well, if we stoned a woman or put a homosexual to death, he had two witnesses that seen him, and he was found guilty. All right? If it was a hard matter that had to be judged, we would have to go in the spirit and get wise men to handle that situation. All right? Just because somebody was accused of something don't mean they did it. You read about that. I think that's the book of Judith, or it's one of those books. I think it's Judith when those guys brought those accusations against Judith. I think it was Judith. Those guys lied on Judith. And Daniel came up and prophesied and saved her. But they didn't kill her because they had a council. All right? You don't get put to death until you're found guilty. This guy hasn't been found guilty of anything and lost his job. That's America. Only in America.
as someone to be affiliated with him, he's a bit of a liability. So, you know, he may get another bump on certain streaming services, and there may be a curiosity factor there. But I want to believe that the career R. Kelly has had for the last 30 years is effectively over.
Much has been written sort of about the progress.
Boy, Eve gotta go, man. So-called white man first and foremost gotta go, but Eve gotta be judged just as I can't wait to see Eve go down. But the so-called white man, the red Hebrew Edomites, all right, the reason she's doing what she's doing because he's in the power seat and he's made it where she can do such things. All right, this is the way he wants the world to be ran, and it's a beautiful thing to be in the know and to be in this truth. The truth tells us the vibration this devil is going to rock out on. All right, we know why these things happen, and we know it's only for a short time. All right. He's at the end of his rule where he's about to reap everything he sowed, okay? But I'm going to bring out these scriptures just to show the spirit of this devil, how he's done this thing with philosophy since he's been in the power seat. That's the reason we see these unjust balances, all right? This abominable filth, all right? This is Second Ezra. No, I'm looking for Wisdom of Solomon 2. Salakia. Where you at, brother? This week, Wisdom of Solomon 2, I'm going to start at verse... I'm going to start at verse 10. Let us oppress the poor righteous man, and that's the Israelite man. That's the poor righteous man. When you read Revelation, the 3rd chapter and the 2nd chapter, it tell you that we are poor, but yet we are rich. We're rich in knowledge. Righteousness makes you rich, all right? Righteous. Righteousness means you're rich in knowledge and wisdom, all right? Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. And you saw that in slavery, all right? They destroyed they didn't have no mercy on the ancient gray hairs of the age. They had theirs in the cotton field, picking cotton till they died, and they didn't have no mercy on the widow. You know, they ravaged her and turned her into a bed wench. All right? Let our strength be the law of justice, and we see his laws that govern the earth. Look at these unjust decrees he's passing. All right? These are unjust decrees. We got women ruling over men. All right? We got evil calling good, evil being called good, and good being called evil. All right, that's his law of justice. It's abominable. For that which is legal is found to be nothing worth. All right, therefore let us wait for the righteous. Let us wait for the righteous, and that's the Israelite men, the elect, because he is not for our turn. See, we're against his ways. All right, we're counterclockwise too against this devil. He's anti-Mashiach, Antichrist. Okay. We're night and day. That's when we read Genesis, the 27th chapter. It say two manner of people. It's 25th or the 27th. It say two manner of people were in her womb and they were fighting. All right, we're light and they're darkness, and he is clean contrary to our doings. We're against homosexuality. We're against women ruling over men, thinking they are equal to men. All right, we're against abortion. All right. We're against unjust balance, all right? We are contrary to this devil's doings. All these laws that govern this planet, we're against it. That's why we sign and crying and object to our infamy, the transgression of our education. We're out overturning these stumbling blocks, his education system, and breaking down his strongholds that have our people mentally, spiritually comatose patients. And we're out here enlightening our people with the truth of the scriptures, showing them the way it should be. That's why we object to infamy and the transgression of their education, man. We're letting them be long, man. This is abomination, man. These things that we see going on in the earth are abominations, all right? He professes to have the knowledge of the Most High. Bill collector. All right. He upbraided us with our offending the law and object to our infamy, the transgression of our education. Okay? And he's built this society to go against the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. And he put his education in the planet, which is abominable, which is anti-Mashiach. He professed to have the knowledge of the Most High, and we do. We do. That's the only reason we are still standing. That's the only reason we haven't been destroyed. And he called himself the child of Yahweh Shem Shai, and we are. The Spirit bear witness that we're the children of Yasharala, because we are going against the satanic system. We're not coinciding with it. All right? We don't want to go along to get along. All right? We want this place destroyed utterly. All right? He was made to reprove our thoughts, and that's what this sit-down is about, reproving their thoughts, shedding light on women shouldn't be bearing rule and critiquing men. They should be shutting the fucked up in a position of servitude. He is grievous to us even to behold. All right? He hates to see us. We are the elect men of Yasharala that's out here pushing sound doctrine. We're the only thing that thwarts this devil from fulfilling his enterprise, man. He knows that we're the ones that see him. He has the majority of humanity under his cloak of darkness, man. But we see him. We're his arch nemesis. That's why he hates to see us and he wants all of us destroyed. For his life is not like other men's. His ways are the fashion, and it's all about holiness, fear and trembling, keeping Yahweh Shem Shai's word. That's what makes the elect men different. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits, all right? And they are. The so-called white man, even in his wickedness, he's a counterfeit. All of his sorcery and witchcraft he get from the other nations, preferably Ham. All right? This Babylonian doctrine is it's a gumbo of all the other nations that were before it. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. And that's what we push is abominable. To live like the so-called white man, you're a piece of shit, man. This guy passed laws where you can marry animals, man. Only a piece of shit, filthy motherfucker would do these things. He pronounced the end of the just to be blessed, and it will be, and it is. It already happened in the spirit, and maketh his boast that Yahweh is his father. All right? And that shows that the Israelite man, woman, and child of the elect is against the so-called white man. Okay? Our ways and their ways are contrary. So his philosophies he pushed in the earth, we're here to tear him down through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay? Bring up Isaiah. This is Isaiah 29, verse 16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the powder's clay. See, the so-called white man has the world turned upside down, man. On that clip, a woman is never supposed to be usurping authority of a man, critiquing a man, especially a man that hasn't done nothing wrong. She's drunk off of Esau's philosophy, this red Hebrew Edomite's philosophy, the so-called white man. These things we see over here in America only happens in America. On some real shit, the other nations don't even abide by that shit. But the other nations don't let their women usurp authority over them. Only this so-called white man does this red Hebrew Edomite, the devil the Bible speak of. All right? He's all about women rights and the weaker vessel being equal to him. This bitch lives in a world that's everything from her maxi pad to her bra to the nail polish to the deodorant she put on. Everything around this bitch is created by a man. All right? But she had in her weak thoughts and this so-called effeminate ass white man's thoughts, she's equal. Bitch can't pick up 50 pounds. Bitch see a fucking roach and take off running. But she's equal to a man. Get the fuck out of here with this shit. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the powder's clay. For shall the work say unto him that made it, he made me not? Shall the thing that framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding? No. Hell no. And that's what the so-called white man does. He's shaking his fist at Yahweh Shem Shai. When you go to Isaiah the 14th chapter, he says he's gonna make himself as the Most High. And he's gonna be a God. But he his pride has deceived him, man. Then these things we see, man, we in a day and time where his kingdom is coming down and hell is about to meet him in his coming, and our women are going to be in order, man. And the whole planet Earth is going to be in order, man. And the Israelite man, woman, and child are going to reign supreme over the whole universe, man. Behind our great king, Yahweh Shai, man. So, Lord willing, to sit down was edifying to the ears. I'm going to give infinite honors to Yahweh Bashim Shai. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. And salutation to you, sincere I can push this truth across the four winds. Kwam Yashua.